I'm going to start just by showing this AssetTrack dashboard that I've built using some key new features within AssetTrack here. And there's a number of different new features that are surfaced up on this AssetTrack dashboard. There's lots of pretty graphs and whatnot. But I want to start here, this overdue user certifications. So in my implementation of end user self-certification, this is a simple single score report of all the hardware asset records that have a user attestation date greater than 6 months. Judy, yours is a year. It's a simple report. I'm just querying, over 6 months. You could obviously change that to a year. But I got 740 records here that are overdue for user certification. And these are all those hardware records. This report is only including computers. And we're just saying, any attestation date, you can call the fields whatever you want. We're calling them attestation here, user certification works, it doesn't matter. But so these are all the overdue certifications. And the idea is that we would, using ServiceNow, set up an email notification that would run on a schedule and send these users a reminder. So now I'm going to switch and become one of these end users. So Allison Gillespie here, she's got 2 assets. So I'm going to impersonate Allison Gillespie. So Allison gets an email. One way to do it is to send them an email with a URL to the self-certification page. It's the same URL that everybody gets. So there's nothing difficult about delivering the link to all your end users to submit the self-certification. It's the same link. You don't have to write any scripting or any code or anything like that. We've enhanced AssetTrack so it can pull the logged in user and produce their, pull down their assigned assets. So I've just got that URL here on a self-service page in ServiceNow. Again, you can just send them the link. You could have them bookmark it or deliver the URL however you want. I just put it here as a link. So Allison logs in or clicks the link. Since she's logged into ServiceNow, this is a self-certification form. This is what we call URL launching here, where we went, you just click on the link, it automatically opens the self-certification form, and it enables them to certify. So Allison has to, in order to submit this stuff, they have to do an attestation on each asset. So they can click on each one and go, yeah, I've got this asset. And then, no, I don't have this. We also have a choice of I have, but I do not need this asset. And then, these fields are optional. AIG added even additional properties here. If they say they have the asset, they added some check boxes, which are new, where do you have a headset with it? Do you have a keyboard? Do you have a mouse headset? In this case, I'm just, trying to have them attest, do you have the thing or do you not have the thing? And then, I've never had this asset before. This is clearly a mistake. And this is just a text, comments journal field on the hardware table. So then that's it. She posts those up. She leaves, we close the form. So there's a couple new features in there that you may or may not know about. URL launching, where you can just have somebody click a link, have it open a specific form and run a query and have them submit. Auto close of that form so they can just do the transaction and get the UI out of the way. And then the self-audit form where you can pull that logged in user and trigger that query. So now I just end the impersonation. Allison's done. She's done her attestation. If we come back to the dashboard, then that single score, that overdue attestations report, she just attested to the 2, so they fall off that report. So pretty simple. We can get you set up with we got an update set that can put the self-attestation fields on ALM hardware. Like I mentioned, Judy at AIG, they did a separate table to store the attestations so that they could run some reporting over a single batch of attestations. So some flexibility there in how you want to implement it. But this is a pretty clean and easy way to go about that.